Sahilji, am I audible?
Yes, sir, you're audible.
I'm on.
I'll just put you on.
Already I got a red light.
Yes, sir, you're on. The webinar has started.
Okay. Good evening. As per India time, Namaskar. That's the best way we communicate to each other. We greet each other. It does not bother what time and which country you are. Welcome to India and welcome to this webinar, which is concerning your dream to study in India, and also now called. So, what we are talking that you have decided, you have thought that you can come to India, and India is the right place for you to take education because it is very rich and number two in the world in terms of sheer number, and also we maintain a lot of quality institutions in the country. You must be knowing that India has more than 50,000 colleges in which you can take the higher education, and also there are more than 1,000 universities which are catering to the different colleges in the country, and different categories like engineering and science and other things are plenty there. But perhaps few brand names like IITs and then IIMs, Indian Institute of Managements, are the world famous brands, and anybody coming out of is has a world before it. So it's good to dream, and we are here to help you. This whole program is by the government of India, and government of India has laid down a lot of stress, a lot of weightage for this program for its success, because it builds up the relationship that India is wanting to showcase the world. Yes, we are here to help people, our brothers and sisters, to make them study in India so that they can carry your future activities in their own country. And our partners in this are EDSIL, and with whom you have been in communication for quite some time. And you can see their website also, in which you must be using. And National Testing Agency is an agency of the government of India again. They only specialize in taking the test, and from which I am also belonging to National NTA. And we are here. We are here to take your test and to conduct the whole thing. It is not. We want our aim, NTA's aim is to see to help our candidates in all the ways. You can see how much we put our emphasis on this. We have conducted first webinar. We did not find many participants, so we are again conducting today's webinar, and we are wanting, and we are very encouraged that we have got a good number of candidates. Even sometimes we have seen 15x is the numbers we have received today. So thank you for all and reading our emails and responding to our emails. This is very important session that we are going to describe, because we are talking about the online broadcast remote proctored examination mode. It's a very different mode. It has got a historic reason, because whole world is caught up into COVID pandemic, and even your country. So we don't want to bring you to a center wherein we are not following the social distancing norms, and it will unnecessarily may affect certain people's health. So we have chosen this very unique mode of examination, taking examination at your own place of stay. It could be your home, it could be your friend's place, it could be anywhere. So you're free to choose your place of stay, and for 90 minutes or for a webinar, for a mock test also, these could be your place of stay. And we have communicated you through mails. The whole weapon for communication is only one: email. We do not know how many people have made a mistake in putting the emails, correct emails. It happens, and we are trying desperately to send emails asking candidates, asking you people to kindly log in a particular link and write your email correct if it is not correct, write your mobile if mobile is not correct. We have got a response, but we still are waiting. 30-40% people have yet not responded, and which worries us. And we are trying, we'll continue trying this, and we hope people will come forward and go to the link and register again your email ID. because a whole test depends upon your correct email ID. If we do not have the email ID, we communicate to you, it doesn't reach you, you cannot take the test. Therefore, kindly see that you respond to those emails and give your correct email. If we have your email ID correct, it's good, but still you respond to that. Second thing is we have already declared the admit cards. Admit card is a document which everybody is supposed to possess because it gives certain links, it gives certain passwords through which only you can enter the exam. And we do not expect other person to open your admit card and use it. So therefore, it's your document. You should kindly access it. And again, it's worrisome because most of the people, some people, at least good number of percentage, have not downloaded the admit cards. We are finding out how to resolve it. Maybe we'll send again communication to you all what is the link and how to download it. Some of you, if you are not done it, please do it because it's the most important document without which you cannot even get into the webinar and other thing. This mock test and final test. So ensure that you download it. Then what is we have communicated instructions to be followed by the candidates. Some are paragraphs and some are in numbers. Number I remember 33, serial 1 to 33. Read them carefully and follow them. Even what should be the identification? How would you carry photo ID? Which are valid things? Kindly follow it and bring them. And I'm sure everybody has one of them, not all. So bring it and demonstrate to the remote proctor, and he will accept your entry. And that's all. Further, as I said, we want to conduct this test at your place. So therefore, there is a challenge in hardware, software, and other things. If we bring you to a center, it is not your responsibility, it is a center responsibility that we provide you the good number of equipments, and so you are very free. But since we are conducting the test at your place, it is you who has to provide us the right equipment. So there's the emphasis on this. That's what I want to talk to you. Kindly ensure that you have the right hardware and right other software and internet available, whatever we are writing. Like hardware, specifications are given. What is not acceptable is what is acceptable is that the test can only be taken on a laptop and or it can be taken on desktop, what we call also PC. So it cannot be taken on tablet. It cannot be taken on smartphones. Everybody is writing whether I can take this test on. No, you cannot take the smartphone. We have been writing these things. iPod, no. So kindly don't waste your time because you will not be able to take the test on these gadgets, though they are very common and very popular. But unfortunately, today is a limitation. We can only allow the test to take place only on the laptops as well as on the PCs. Most of the people do have a laptop; they can arrange it. So, and also we expect the operating software as Windows, and internet is most important because most of the times in the countries from where you belong, your internet is not good speed. We recommend at least 1 Mbps onwards. It's sustainable. It should be continuously available. It should not happen that it drops and that your examination suffers. So kindly, these are your responsibility because your equipment are your equipment and your technology has to be taken care by you people only. What we recommend here that it is possible that everybody does not possess such type of equipment and such quality of equipment. Therefore, we give you freedom to move to your neighbor's place, to move to your friend's place in some other town, 50 kilometers, 10 kilometers, 1 kilometer, next house. It is up to you to decide how to arrange it. But ensure that you have it. And some people even ask, can we go to and attend it in the cyber cafe? Well, cyber cafe is a last resort, but we don't stop you not to go there because if you do not have a choice, what can we do? It is at least something is better than this. Why we don't recommend it? Because it's first of all, it's not an environment to take the test, and a lot of people are going to be there around, and somebody is going to be back of you. Unfortunately, the algorithm of our test will detect that somebody is helping you, though they are not helping; they are in the business. But these are the limitations. But if we do not have a choice, Well, that's the ultimate. You got to go there. You got to take the test. We also recommend you take the test. So that's what we will like to tell you. You will face, some of you will face difficulties, is expected, because what's happening, you got to download certain software, you got to see that you are compatible with our expectations, and therefore what we are helping you, we are creating a help desk. The number where to contact the help desk is already given in your admit card, in your where you are going to read it, the numbers. And also we are also allowing you 5 WhatsApp numbers, which do not need any payment, and you can call on those numbers, and that is what is going to help. We have arranged sufficient numbers of technical personnel to help you on the help desk. So they are not in tens, they are in hundreds. So kindly be assured that we are here to help you. We will go to the level of hand holding you. They will say the candidate, please click here, please now please do this, and you take up, open this, and hand holding, so that you are able to take the test. And for this, the mock test is the most important platform. It is meant mock test. It is not a test. It is creating a playground. So you can take all the liberty, and we give you the liberty. We are conducting the test for 90 minutes only, but we are conducting mock test for 7 hours for you, and we are allowing you to take the mock test 5 times. That means you open the software, and you log in, and you again get the question paper. You try to attempt the question paper. In fact, some people are asking what type of questions are going to be asked. Please see yourself. Day after tomorrow, we are going to start. Please attend the mock test, and you will see the type of questions. They are same, what are similar, what is going to be asked in the final day. So that gives you another liberty to see what are the academics and other things are going to be the questions type. And so therefore, attend mock test, because our people will help you to get in examination. And if you are secure, if you attend the mock test and 2-3 times you log out and log in again, and you are pushing to do it, and you are guaranteed, and we are also happy that you on the final day you are not going to face any problem. So that is the underline for the mock test, and that is our motto for the mock test, to see that you do it. In case we find that on the day of mock test, we are conducting the percentage of first, we wish that everybody attends the mock test. In case why we find that it has fallen, the attendance has fallen substantially, and we are then alerted, we will decide another mock test for you, so that we'll communicate to you, so that you don't lose and we benefit, both of us benefit. So this is regarding the mock test, and kindly follow up it and take it seriously. It's not a mandatory, but it's very important. As I repeat again, this is what we expect. Then what is important is that we have already communicated as Secure Exam Browser, SEB is a software with which only you can take the test. It is a special software which we have created, because we don't want the applications which are in the customers, in the candidates desktop or the laptop, should be used for unnecessary things which are not required, because that time the computer should be only used for the test, and these things are not required. So therefore they will be paralyzed, they will be not you cannot use them. Internet, you cannot use it for other purposes. You cannot open the files of your whatever is there. So that disables you all these features. So therefore, but it enables you through SEB only. You can be able to download the question paper, and through SEB only, whatever you click, and it reaches us. It registers your response is registered by through that only. So you cannot take test without the SEB. SEB is a must. But unfortunately, when I just gone through a lot of feedback and a lot of mails that you have been communicating, I find that you are really genuinely facing difficulty, because most of the people are trying this SEB since couple of days. And if you read our mails, or if you read our admit card, we have written in that it will not be downloadable till 14th of July. And if you have been doing it for so you're wasting your time, you're not ready. Perhaps you're not aware that that thing is not downloadable. And everybody is getting worried. I'm not able to download the SCB. It is not. It cannot be downloaded because it is no use to you right now. It's only used to you on the day of the mock test. On the mock test, if it is on 15th, it will be downloadable on 8th, 14th. So, 14th onwards to the exam date, you keep it. Don't you keep it for your use for the exam only. So that is the message. So for the mock test for the SEB, you will also face candidate authentication because we don't want a different candidate come and appear. So there are certain documents we are expecting you that is mentioned in the our note and your instructions to the candidate instructions. As I say, there are 33 listed items, and one of them is what are the photo ID that we need from you regarding passport and other things and driving license and your school living certificate, or what are all these things, photo ID. So use it, and if there is serious problem that you don't have anything, but if you have any government document which proves that this is your photograph and you are a bona fide citizen of that place, please bring it, and we are open to it. And we cannot understand, what is available to a person, what is not available. We may be asking 4 or 5, and in case you don't have any, but we don't want you to stop the examination. We want you to at least a false person should not come. That is a worry for us. That's why we are sticking to these things. Kindly arrange them, and I'm sure you are one of them. So that's one. And the worry that a lot of candidates do have, they have genuine worries that if there's a net disconnect, what will happen to you? It's a really panic. If net fails, definitely you are going to get into panic. But we have ensured that these are the natural environment. In countries like most of you are, and in our country also, we cannot assure that net will be every time guaranteed. So there is a disruption in the net, and it is bound to be there. And if it is there, be assured, whatever work you have done is secured with us. You don't have to worry. All that you can do, wait for a couple of minutes, maybe 2 minutes or so, and you can log in again. And when you log in again, you'll start from the place you left. It automatically remembers. You might have lost 2 minutes of your clock time, that's all. And that's not a big worry. But whatever you have done is secured with us, is what the last button you press of your keyboard is secured with us. We know what you did press. And therefore, come out of it, no worry, no panic, and be cool and log in again with the credentials, keep it ready, what are those, and you are there in the examination. So that's what we are expecting you. But see that at least, certain things like, internet are there. Like sometimes we find that some net are not secured. They are not continuously falling. So better thing is avoid those things. Like hotspots are good for small work, but not for professional work like this examination. No, you should avoid it and go for a good good internet, stable study internet, and that's what we recommend. And as we told you, that whole exam is proctored, and proctors is there the invigilator in your examination, what must have already appeared, undergraduate or whatever examination you have taken. That in a classroom examination hall, the invigilators are moving, they are there to see everybody is doing properly or not. Here also, invigilators are there, and they are virtually there. And we have given them the list of candidates, and they are watching only those candidates for 90 minutes and also helping those candidates in case they need. They are verifying your authentication. They are doing, and they will be chatting with you. In case they want certain things to verify from you, they will chat. They will not pick up a phone, and you are not supposed to have phone also in the room. So they will chat with you, and they may want you to. In case they find somebody else is in the room, or some voice is coming, so this is not allowed. Other person is not supposed to be in the room. They may tell you to give a 360-degree view, and he will till he gets satisfied, and he has the final press. He can hold your examination, till he gets satisfied. If he gets satisfied, it will allow you to continue the examination, and okay, everything will be in the chat mode, so that in for our future record also it is with us. Plus, in case he finds that person is not, we are giving him enough of warning and yet he behaves the same way, he has the power to disconnect your test, to stop your test. And then it is for us to see whether he was genuinely doing it or it was a mistake. But normally he will not do it as a mistake because everything is recorded. We are also here to inform you that whole of the communication, whole of the stay in your when you log in till you submit the question paper, the whole thing examination is over. Everything is video recorded. It is be assured, it is safe hands. It's the government of India's property. It is not going to be. You are not going to be worried about it. But this worries us. Our worries are removed when we see. Okay, this fellow has not listened to the warning. Okay, this he has been given, and we can see the second person in the room. We can see he's using some other means, which is unfair means. So that definitely that person should not be allowed to continue with the test, and the test stops for him. So there's the UFM committee which sits and takes the note what and credibility score that has been forwarded by the proctor, and we see it, and we also see our video recordings and other flags raised by the computer and see that it matches. And if we find that person has not behaved properly, so that person is debarred for 1 year. He is not entitled to take further studies for 1 year at least. What I also want to tell you that the whole examination is a very modern, intelligent examination. It works on the face recognition. Face recognition is always working. It recognizes your photograph in the application and your face who is taking the examination. And if they don't match, anytime it will raise the flag to the proctor. Please watch. We find there's a discrepancy between the two. That's one thing. It also, the whole examination is based on the artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence looks into the many parts. It detects the extra sound in the room. And raises the flag. It detects extra presence of a human being. It raises the flag. And the flag means it raises the alarm to the proctor, to that very group, that your such and such candidate is having probably suspected to have problem. It is for the proctor to finally justify whether there is a problem or not problem, and then he will act according to the rules. So, and also the artificial intelligence will always track the eye of a candidate. I will give an example. You can see me. I am putting my eye straight to the camera because I'm writing. My eye direction should be straight in the center of the monitor, and this is the eye movement. I will start now second angle. I will start doing mischief. I will start with playing with something else in this. You can see the eye movement has gone here, and the computer and the artificial intelligence picks up this direction and sends a flag. This gentleman, this candidate is not looking into the monitor, and he is repeatedly not looking into it. Must be something there. So it alarms the artificial intelligence, alarms the proctor, and proctor will take appropriate action. So kindly refrain from. I'm not saying that you are going to do or you will do, but it is our duty to say refrain from these things. Otherwise, it will affect your test, and your test credibility score will fall, and it's not good for anybody. So these are the short notes for which we are going to discuss. And in the couple of sessions that we had a webinar with the candidates, and most of the candidates have asked certain questions which I don't want you to again ask, is that whether pen and paper is allowed or not. Pen and paper, in one of our communications from NTA, we had said no. And it has made everybody's raised a lot of questions. Sir, allow us and this thing. Why we know, we said because the sharpness resolution of the camera, web camera is not very great. So normally we will not be able to question whether the candidate has written something on the paper or not. He or she is not supposed to write anything. But if somebody has written, it's very difficult to see and confirm. But looking into the popular request, we are allowing it, and we have already communicated in our mails that it is allowed. We'll again communicate these things that it's allowed, and you should not feel bad about it. But at the same time, we will the proctor may ask you, please flip the paper and show me. It takes hardly a few seconds, 2 seconds, 3 seconds to complete the job. So it will be allowed, and be worried. Don't worry about it. And certain questions which are repeatedly being asked to us is whether we can take and use our calculator or not. Calculator, physical calculator is not allowed. We will, however, if you need a calculator, you can click and we will provide you virtual calculator so that you can use it. It is the same thing what we normally use. So physical things not allowed, and then we'll after this session, I will request my colleague Mr. Sahil to take over, and he will take you to the step by step path of the whole thing, when to do, how to do, and after he finishes, it may take half an hour or 20 minutes. After he finishes, then I don't want you to leave like that, because I promised you that I will take your questions. So there's a chat box. He will show you where is the chat box. You can start writing your questions, your doubts. And it's my duty to clarify your doubts, to answer those questions. And definitely that I will do it. And I will wait for your feedback and your interaction so that our communication is complete. Communication has to be two-way communication. It cannot be one-way communication. So thank you for listening me patiently, and I again hope that you all are there, going to be there in the examination, and most of you are going to be with in India to take higher education. And thank you for everybody, and we'll meet again after 45 minutes. I will meet again after maybe half an hour. And Mr. Sahil, are you there, Mr. Sahil?
Yes, sir.
Please take over. Thank you. Thank you being there patiently.
Thank you so much for giving the brief introduction, sir. Hello, good evening all, and I would walk you through the step-by-steps detailed of how do you take this test, and all your common questions will be addressed during this presentation. And I would just like to wish you good luck. So here we begin. So what is the agenda of today's webinar? First thing, we'll brief you about what is a remote exam. What are the instructions that you have to follow to give this examination? What are the support mechanisms available for you? What are the hardware and software requirements which are needed to give this test? And a step-by-step flow of each of the screens that you will see during the test. Followed by a Q&A session, which will be after the presentation. And if at all any questions are left unaddressed, please feel free to post them in the Q&A box, and we'll address all of them after the presentation. So guidelines, please be attentive throughout the session. Do not indulge in recording and capturing screenshots, because the entire material will be shared with you on your registered email ID once the session ends. Please put your microphones on mute. You can type your questions in the Q&A box throughout the webinar, and we'll take them one by one after the presentation. We have kept sufficient time for Q&A, so do not worry, all your questions will be addressed. And you will definitely receive all the guidelines on your email as well. So what is online remote proctored exam? So it is basically a simple mechanism in which you can attempt the examination from any part of the world, sitting at your home, where you have a laptop or a desktop with internet connection, a working mic, and a webcam. So the three most critical things which are required is a stable internet connection, a webcam, and a working mic. It is a very, very secure process wherein we conduct the examination in a controlled environment without any distractions or deviations. We have AI-based detection, which keeps a close watch on the activities that you do during the conduct of the examination. And on top of that, we'll also have human proctors watching you throughout the examination, keeping a tab on your activities. And they're also your friends who can assist you with a chat box option available if at all you're facing any technical difficulty. So what are the instructions for all the candidates who are appearing? So basically, the entire process is divided into three parts. The first is the pre-exam preparation. In this step, all the guidelines, important links, important credentials are shared with you on your registered email ID. You're all requested to kindly keep a close watch on the email ID which you have registered on the website, and you will receive all relevant information on that on a regular basis. Ensure end-to-end mock test is conducted on 15th of July. You have to participate in that, and please, we request you all do not skip it, because once you are confident in the mock test examination, then the live test is very simple. You can focus entirely on the test, as your technical requirements and software requirements have already been met during the mock exam. Exactly the same environment will be replicated on the live test day with no change at all. We will have a dedicated helpline with support numbers published on your admit card as well as in this slide. Please feel free to reach out to them if at all you face any difficulties during the examination. Please note, these numbers will only be active on the examination day only. So these numbers will be activated on 15th of July only. Please reach out to them only on that day. On other days, it will not be responsive, so there will be no point in reaching out to these numbers. And the numbers will again be activated on 25th of July on the day of the live examination. In addition to the technical helpline numbers, we have also shared 5 WhatsApp numbers. So if at all due to some reason you are unable to connect to the main numbers, reach out to the WhatsApp numbers and your queries will be addressed. The final resort is chat with the proctor. On the day of the live exam, if you are facing any issues, you can chat with them. And if at all you are very confused and you do not know what to do, just wave your hand and they will reach out to you through the chat box. So what is the process of the examination? It's a 4-step simple process. The first is admit card and guidelines. These are the fundamentals of this examination. All the critical information is being circulated on your email ID time and again. Please have a close watch on that. Your admit card has the most critical thing, that is your login ID and password, which cannot be shared publicly, so it is only sent to you. Please keep it safe. All the examination guidelines, which web links to click, from where to download the SII browser, all those information have been shared on your registered email ID. Go through them along with the user manual as to step by step how to download each and everything, whether it's your admit card, SII browser, or any other information. Whatever you need for this examination, we have all circulated a step-by-step manual on that, on each of the steps. Next is a thorough mock test. A mock test basically prepares you for the live test so that you're technically and qualified to take the live test. So the mock is a window wherein you can test your equipment and hardware and software that it is sufficient and enough to take the examination. Once you are through the mock test, your exam day will be very smooth. You have to just come in and just log in with your credentials and start the examination, and it will be very, very easy for you. You can focus your entire attention towards giving the examination and need not be worried about the technical requirements. Once you are through the test, you just wait for the results, which will be communicated on the website. Now, what are the typical situations when you want to reach out to the help desk number? The very first is unable to log in. So this may happen due to incorrect credentials, or you are probably copying an extra space while copying from the source. So in all these conditions, you can reach out to help desk and they will help you log in, because that's the basic step. The next step is either the microphone or the webcam is not working. So as I said, both are very critical and important functions of this test. You have to ensure that your hardware is working properly. If at all either of the things is missing, you will not be able to take the test and proceed. So that will be a showstopper for you guys. So please ensure both the things, your microphone and your webcam, are functioning properly. The next typical error is you are unable to navigate from one question to another. This normally happens due to temporary internet fluctuation. Do not panic. All your tests get saved intermittently. So whatever you are doing gets saved on regular basis. So if at all anything like this happens, you can just close everything, restart the system or the browser again, and continue from where you left. The similar scenario would be if your system is stuck or you got disconnected and you are unable to log in again. So in all the 3 scenarios, you just close the browser, restart the browser again, enter your credentials, and you'll resume the test from exactly where you left. So there will be no time loss, no data loss. What are the basic do's? So these are the important do's that you have to follow. The very first is ensure your webcam, microphone, and internet are working properly. As discussed and briefed time and again, these are the 3 things mandatory for taking the test. If at all any one is missing, you will not be allowed to proceed after the first page. Ensure there is proper lighting in the room so that your face is evenly lit. You cannot attempt the test in the dark, as the camera would not recognize your face and will not proceed further. Moreover, it will keep populating repeated warnings that your face is not properly visible, which will distract you during the examination. So ensure you are in a place where the room is sufficiently lit, either through natural or artificial light, doesn't matter. Ensure there is silence in the room when you are preparing the test. Please ensure there is no background noise, and you tell your family and friends do not enter the room during the time window, so that your credibility score is not reduced, because any third person entering will reduce a score. Ensure your face is clearly visible in the webcam. So your face cannot be at one corner, or your hair is not visible, or your chin is not visible. It has to be exactly in the middle, and that is where the software recognizes it perfectly. Capture your photo before the start of the object. Ensure no objects are around. Why this capturing the first photo is very critical? Because all your credibility scores and the system will take this picture as the base and then give you warnings. So if your first picture is incorrect, it will constantly keep popping warnings on your screen. So ensure the picture is clicked perfectly when you're in the middle of the camera. Again, reiterating the fact, your face should be in the middle and not at any one of the corners. Do not wear any reflective glasses. Try wearing transparent glasses or lenses if required. That is most recommended. Uh, then there are no bio breaks or water breaks allowed during the examination. So ensure you have a water bottle kept next to you before the start of the examination, as you're not allowed to get up from the screen. Keep a valid ID proof before the start of the examination. The proctors will ask for the same, and you have to display it. The list of valid ID proofs is already circulated on email. There are 5 to 6 options given, so you can have either one of them. And finally, we again reiterate, do appear for the mock test, because the mock test is a compulsory thing to ensure that you are 100% technically qualified to appear for the live test, and there will be no technical challenges on the live test. What are the basic don'ts? The don'ts are exactly opposite to the do's. Do not communicate with anybody during the examination. You are entitled to sit alone in the room and attempt it. So there is no second or third person allowed. Do not move away from the camera for any reason. If at all you do so, it will be treated as a malpractice, and the proctors will issue you warnings. Do not cover your face with any hair, clothing, or mask. It is prohibited. It has to be perfectly visible in the camera. Do not place the light exactly behind you, because then the camera would not be able to capture the photo. So the light should be either behind the laptop or sideways, but it cannot be exactly behind you, or in other words, exactly in front of the camera. Do not have any background noises or music or TV running behind, because it will be treated as a malpractice by the system and will keep popping you messages. Do not wear glasses or earphones during the test. They are strictly prohibited. You are not allowed to do so. Do not use Google or any other search engine, because the system will not allow you to do so. And even if you do it, the proctors will catch you and will issue you warnings. Please ensure, if repeated warnings are issued by the proctors, they have the power to terminate your test as well. So please do not indulge into any malpractices. Do not press F5 or refresh. This is very critical, because if you press F5 or refresh, the system will log you out and you have to restart the test on the first screen. However, there will be no data loss. Whatever questions you have saved will remain saved, but you will have to unnecessarily go through a log out login procedure during the test. So do not press F5 or refresh. One of the most critical requests that we make is, do not take test in tablet or a cell phone or any of your smart devices. It may not work as efficiently as we expect it to do. So laptop and desktops are the only recommended options. So what are the hardware and software requirements? So we have kept it as basic as possible. It has to be a laptop or a desktop only, and no smart devices. Your RAM should be 2 GB and above. Your microphones should be working, whether built-in or external, doesn't matter, but they should be connected. A webcam can also be built-in webcam or an external webcam, but it should be connected to your computer. And we recommend 1 Mbps or more dedicated Wi-Fi or a LAN connectivity. Please do not use mobile hotspots, because mobile hotspots do fluctuate. Keep them only as the last resort. If you do not have any other internet source, only then you use the mobile hotspot. Otherwise, we recommend a Wi-Fi, which is much more stable, or a LAN network, either ways. The processor should be 2 core and above, which is normally the minimum requirement. Please ensure your operating systems are Windows 7 and above. No Linux, no any other operating system. It has to be Windows 7 and above only. And ensure your drivers are up to date with all your security patches. Ensure you have the latest version of Google Chrome or Microsoft Edge. These are the two recommended browsers that we recommend. You should have the latest work of .NET framework. We will also give this link where you can update the same, and the latest Chrome or Microsoft Edge browser, whichever you want. So ensure these requirements are met and you are technically good to go with the test. Now, what is a secured exam browser, or in other words, SEB? So SEB basically creates an environment on your machine through which you are only focused throughout the test, and you cannot deviate. So it will prevent taking control of any other machine. It will prevent duplicating your monitor or interruptions during the test. So all your chat boxes, all your downloads, any other background process which is running will get terminated. It will temporarily stop your antivirus as well, and so that all your required and non-required processes are disabled, and all the energy of the hardware is directed towards the SEB. It will disable access to all systems. It will be a single tab browser. You will not be able to open multiple tabs. It will disable basic keyboard shortcuts like Control, Alt, Delete, Copy, Paste, so that you do not indulge into any malpractice. So this is what an SEB does. It only allows you to focus on the examination, and you cannot deviate. What is a step-by-step flow for the entire examination? The first is you should download the SEB. The links have been registered, sent on your registered email IDs, and they will be activated from tomorrow onwards. So you can keep downloading it tomorrow and day after. Ensure you have the SEB ready before you take the mock test. Once the SEB is installed, you can just run the SEB, enter your credentials, and you enter the test page. Once the test page is entered, you keep giving your answers to various questions that are popped up. And once all the questions are answered, you can submit the test. It will give you a thank you confirmation. Once the test is submitted successfully, you have to press Alt plus Escape. So remember this combination Alt Escape. This is the combination which will allow you to exit from the SEB. And once it is exited, you can uninstall it. But please ensure you do not uninstall it after the mock test, because the same SEB is used for the live examination. So once you install the SEB on 15th of July, let it be in your computer till 25th of July, give the live test peacefully, and after that uninstall the SEB. We will also float some standalone links where you can check your webcam, microphone, and browser's compatibility. And without the SEB also, you can check the 3 basic requirements through these links, which will be helpful to you. How do you download the SEB? So this is the link that we will circulate, and it has already been circulated as well. Once you click on this web link, you enter your application number and a dynamic CAPTCHA code and click on login. Once the combination is correct, you will enter a login page which will be displayed as something similar to this. You will have your mobile number, email ID, name, and the 2 links to download the SEB. So ensure you download only one. Based on the browser that you have, whether it's Chrome or Microsoft Edge, you only download one SEB, because downloading 2 SEBs will not serve any purpose and it will further add to the complexity. So ensure you download either one of them and you will be good to go. Once you download, you will have a setup icon, an installation icon on your downloaded path. So double click this, it will start an installer window. It will just ask you where to save it. Once you give the desired path and click on next, it will immediately install. So once it is installed, the installation is complete, you will see an icon like this, SCP Lite. You double click the icon or run this icon, it will ask you for a permission. You give yes and you are launched. Please ensure before launching this, all your background applications, your chat boxes, torrents, downloads are closed, because the moment you launch this, automatically it will shut all other processes. So your other data, miscellaneous exercises may get lost. So please ensure you close it beforehand. Once you launch it, you will have your details popped up automatically with the roll number and name. You confirm that these are good to go and you can click on continue. Once you continue, you'll land up to the instruction page. The instruction page will be normally visible for around 10 minutes. Please go through the instructions carefully. The most important instruction to be noted is what is your marking schema, how many sections you have, how many questions you would have, what is the duration of the test, and also when the end test button will appear. Please note the end test button or the submit button will not appear immediately after starting the examination. We have kept a window of 60 minutes, so only after 60 minutes you will be able to submit the test. Once you are in the browser, in the test engine, it will ask for permission where we are recording your video and we are accessing your screen. So you have to click on yes on this, and only then it will allow. Please be ensured that the entire data is only for examination purpose alone, and it will not be given to any of the outside agencies as a contract. So these are the 4 things that we encourage you, and we again re-emphasize are a must. Your browser, up-to-date browser, webcam, microphone, internet. Once you see all the green signals in this window, you'll be able to proceed. If at all there is a red signal in any one of them, you will not be able to proceed with the test. So please ensure all the 4 things are compatible and you are good to go. This was the photo that we were talking about. The very first photo that you capture is the base for the system to recognize you throughout the test. So ensure there's sufficient lighting and there are no objects behind, and you are perfectly placed in the middle, and you take the picture. Once the picture is taken, it allows you to start the test. So this is how the screen will look like. On the top, you will have the sections. On the left, you'll have the question numbers, and in the middle, you'll have the question with multiple options. As this is an objective type test, you only have to click the right answer out of A, B, C, D, or 1, 2, 3, 4, and proceed to the next question. Once all the questions are attempted, you can see the end test button on the bottom right. The moment you click on end test button, you will get a summary of how many questions you have attempted, how many are left. If you're okay with that, you click yes and confirm. Please ensure it's a 2-step verification process. So once you confirm the submission, you will not be able to re-log in again. So ensure you only do this once you're confident that you want to submit the test. After that, just press Alt plus Escape key and you are out on the desktop again. If at all you feel there are some icons missing from your desktop before SCP and a power button is missing, or any other deviation that you feel, there will be an SCP light repair tool. You just double click on that. It will restore your machine the way it was before SCP, and then you can uninstall it peacefully. So it's a very, very safe application. You need not worry at all. Just to reiterate, as Pradeep sir already highlighted, that do not panic if the network gets interrupted in between. All your steps are saved, and you can just re-log in as soon as the network is restored, and use the same credentials, ID and password, and you'll be back from where you left. There is no data loss, and whatever you have attempted automatically gets saved, and you can continue from the point where you left. So need not worry about any kind of data loss. Be relaxed. Whatever you're doing is getting saved on a continuous basis. So what do we monitor? So basically the 4 parameters that we look for, or the AI look for, is first is the face. Please ensure you have direct eye contact with the camera and you do not deviate much during the examination. You cannot move away from the system. Any other person in the room, if they enter, it will be reduced in the credibility score. So all your credibility scores will get reduced if at all there are deviations observed, especially from the list of don'ts that we had highlighted. There should be no background noise, no conversations. You cannot mute your microphone. It is treated as a violation, and the proctors will start giving you warnings. You cannot cover your camera or disable your camera during the examination. It will be treated as a warning, and your scores will be credibility scores will be reduced, and your test also may get terminated. Sharing of screen is not allowed, so do not attempt to even do that or connect multiple computers to one. It is not allowed. As we said, you are continuously being monitored by live proctors as well, wherein you will have a live chat option so that you can communicate with them. Please keep a close watch on this text box, because if at all there are any important communications during the test, you will be receiving from the proctors. And if you get any warnings or any kind of heads up on the deviations, please pay close attention to the same, because they will issue 3 warnings, and if at all you do not respond back to 3 warnings, they might also terminate your test. So ensure you keep a very, very focused attention on the chat box as well. So that's it from my end. We'll be putting up your questions now, whatever you have put. And all the best from my end. Thank you so much for your time and patiently listening to me.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Mr. Sahil, taking us, walking through whole of the presentation. It was nice presentation and well systematic presentation. And as every time we see that you ensure that all points are talked is given to the candidate, whatever is important. So as suggested that we are taking now question answer sessions, kindly throw the questions which have been compiled, which are common questions, and so that we don't have to ask everybody the same question again and again. And let's
Sure.
answer them and let's attempt to answer them and see that everybody is satisfied. Please.
What will be the actual time of the live test in our country?
Yes, yes, very important. Sorry, I missed it. And what I would suggest, well, uh, just a minute. This is 20, 9:20. We were supposed to start at 8:15, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
1
1 hour 10 minutes.
hour and 10 minutes. Yeah, there, do one thing. I'm a basically scientist, so I can give you all techniques of modern technique. Reduce 1 hour and 16 minutes. Sorry, 1 hour and 11 minutes from your watch, and that is going to be the local time, test time. Reduce. I repeat again. India time it is 9:26, and your time you reduce 1 hour and 13 minutes, and that is the time at which the test will be taking place. I repeat, that is also going to be the time at which the mock test will begin, and of course it will continue for 7 hours. So it is very easy. That is the time we are taking the webinar. So all the three tests have been aligned. All the three, sorry, activities have been aligned on the same time, but on a different dates. So that's one way. We have issue on the local time because we are conducting. I'm glad to say that we are conducting this test in 136 countries. There are 194 world over countries recognized, and so you can see the reach of this examination is phenomenal. And to find out everybody's time, we have spent a lot of time and attention. Not we have wasted. We wanted to do justice to it, but we still found out that all the time we are mentioning in the admit card is a near approximation. We have used the word near approximation. What does it mean? We have found your local time, but we are not sure whether it is half an hour plus or half an hour minus or whatever it is. So what is the international norms for that? We will give you GMT, Greenwich Mean Time. Examination starts at such and such Greenwich Mean Time. All you have to go and see Google your place of stay and what is the difference between Greenwich Mean Time and what is the translation of it in the local time. So that's easy to do it because all of you are very familiar with the ITs and all these things. That's one way. Second way, I told you, you reduce. Currently, I'm again repeating. You reduce 1 hour and 14 minutes, and that is the time of the examination time. Third thing is why it is different because we have given whatever we could compute from the data that we have, but we find that some countries they change the local time by 1 hour or so depending upon the seasonal time, like summer time they call it and winter time they call it. So they change the time. So sometimes we don't know from which date they have changed it, and it is not known to us. So we may be making a mistake. That's what we want to alert you. Some of the countries have a long time zone. They have 2 or 3 time zones. Of course, India has only one time zone. Like I understand, Russia has a large number of time zones because it's horizontally, longitudinally spread, and there may be some countries. So we don't know what time zone you will fall in. Kindly make efforts to confirm your time zone. As I said again, just now, you can note down 1 hour and 15 minutes is the difference of your time when the examination is going to start. So, next question, please.
Can I use mobile phone as modem?
Modem, probably he wants to say that hotspot.
Hotspot.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I can understand. So, it must use the word modem. Well, we say that it is sometimes, it does not give the continuous and data rate of 1 Mbps or 2 Mbps, whatever is needed, minimum 1 Mbps. It may fall sometimes. So we are not sure that it will work. We have recommending that consistent bandwidth of 1 Mbps and above. So we still recommend that you find a place where you have got better bandwidth. In case you have no options and you have to go to the cyber cafe, for that matter, hotspot, mobile hotspot may be better, but I cannot just say whether it works for you or not, because again it depends upon the service provider who is providing the bandwidth, whether it is really sufficient to take the exam. I cannot really justify that. I cannot say what is correct. Next time, please.
A few questions are related to the scholarship. I think in general you can answer them.
Well, National Testing Agency is only concerned about the examination. So today we are not going to answer it because I may not be doing justice about the scholarship. You can read the go to the website and read the EDSIL. Go to the website as Study in India website, and most of the things are listed there. And therefore, I will not be really doing justice to answer your questions, and therefore, I will also not like to take these questions. They are not related to the examination. Next, please.
Can I use MacBook for giving the test?
I think Sahil and myself have also replied it. Operating software is Windows, Mac. I don't think it works on Windows, and so therefore, kindly choose the equipment, right equipment, what is recommended in your admit card, what is recommended in your mails and or instruction manual. To follow those, and otherwise you may have to go somewhere else and choose different equipment, right equipment for the right test.
And two common questions are we allowed to use pen and paper, rough papers, and calculator?
Well, calculator virtually no physical equipment is allowed inside the room where you are going to take the examination. So, physical calculator is not allowed. In case you need a calculator, you can touch an icon in the screen and you will get a calculator, virtual calculator. That's sufficient for you to take a whatever calculation you want to do. We will not stop you. That is the way to do it. But don't bring in physical calculator or any, for that matter, gadget, computer or anything or mobile in the room. Yes, second question is that uh, paper, pen and paper, it has been repeatedly said, will again communicate you tomorrow, day after tomorrow through mails. Yes, pen and paper is allowed now. I said in my earlier discussion also, because most of the people have, most of the candidates have been asking about the pen and paper. So we have found, okay, now why should we insist not to use it? So we are allowing it to use one or two papers, white papers, and pen. Of course, you can use it. All that the proctor may ask you to show the both the sides of the paper. It is nothing written on it. That takes few seconds. So you are allowed to use pen and paper. Thank you.
Is it mandatory to sit 180 minutes before the examination?
We normally don't allow persons to leave within 15 minutes, half an hour. Something half the time at least the person has to sit because we have made a lot of preparation. He has done a lot of this, and leaving it. I don't think the examination paper can be finished within 30 minutes or some 40 minutes like that. If it is designed for 90 minutes, it's designed for 90 minutes. We would like you to sit for as much as time possible. But in case you have finished, and Sahil, if you correct me if I'm correct, I think after the
60 minutes.
60 minutes, 60 minutes, you can walk over, you can submit your test if you are finished. But we'll recommend you continue till the time you are there.
And sir, the other part of the question is, before the start of the examination, are we compulsory to sit 180 minutes before? That is before the exam starts.
Yeah. It's a very good question. I again missed. Sorry, it's my listing. What we normally expect, we are discussing. A lot of clarity is coming out. What is required to do? How to do it? So this is through webinar. But when you really get into the mock test, you will get to know practical things. What you are going to face, whether SCB is opening, logging is taking place, or other problems that you might encounter. So that is the way. But God forbid, there may be some candidate, for whatever reason, he has missed the webinar, he has missed the mock test, and what to do? We don't want to lose him. So, what we recommend, if all such candidates or more candidates come and ask us about 15 minutes before the examination, and so many people log in and ask our help desk, what is this, how can we do this? Probably humanly it is impossible to attend so many calls at a time. So genuine people who have not taken these things, what is recommended for them, please join 2 hours before the examination time. because that is the time. In case you find difficulties, we are here to help you. At least it will not be crowded time. Please be ensured that we are arranging at least hundreds of experts, hundreds of technical people to help you on help desk. So we, from our side, there's no limitation. But yes, the numbers, if sheer numbers are going to land on us, and we will not be doing justice for that person who needs it most. So kindly log in. After you log in, you can be in the lobby, and you may not be physically there. You can attend other things, but at least your computer is connected to the system, and you are assured that you can take the test. And there are certain 15 minutes before certain other activities do take place, authentication takes place half an hour before or 15 minutes before. Be there and finish it up. Otherwise, why should you waste your exam time for that? And we don't. We take it before that exam time. Second thing, you can read the instructions. It may take 5 to 10 minutes only, but you read them. Why to read it after the zero time? So that you can save that time also. So be earlier and log in 2 hours before, and then you can be in the lobby and attend to other things before examination. Well, before examination, come and take the examination and do other things. Next question, please.
So two of the common questions are, one is, what happens if the internet or electricity breaks down during the examination?
Well, one thing is for sure, you should, once we leave, you should take it and don't worry, nothing is going to happen. Nothing in the sense, your test, what is saved, whatever you had done, the whole work is not wasted. It is with us, it is guaranteed that nothing will happen. But then, if the test fails about, let's say, 92 minutes, 88 minutes, 87 minutes, and it may not come, you may not be able to log in again within 2 minutes or 3 minutes. So, you should be assured that it is deemed to be submitted. As if you have pressed the submit button, same, whether you press or you don't press it, it is with us. We have received your this thing. You don't have to worry about it. But then, if you have time, we recommend that you log in again and again attend and save your and utilize your time. It is your time. Why should you that go waste? And we have provision to log in again any number of times, and you can log in and take the test further. Any other questions, sir?
One very good question. It has 7 sub questions. I think the candidate must have spent a lot of time.
Good, good, very good.
So, are there any specifications for the type of rough paper to be used?
Well, white paper. Why should be there such a tough question? It's nothing like you just bring in. We trust you. Bring in white paper and pen.
Can I use the phone as the source of internet? I
Uh,
think we've already answered
I answered it to make it a hotspot in case you don't have any other substitute.
Can I use external mouse keyboard?
Yeah, why not? You're allowed. It doesn't matter.
And one common question across is, how do we download the SCP?
SCB again, repeat, many of people have tried and they have, if I see the number of emails I've received, 30% of emails are only SCB, and they have been trying for many days. As I repeat again, the SCB is downloadable, the link of SCB is going to be active only from tomorrow. So all those people who have been wasting the time, they have not read the instruction properly. It has been written in the admit card. It has been written on our emails that you cannot download it. And everybody is trying. So many people are trying it. So wait for tomorrow. And tomorrow onwards, follow the instructions, follow the link, and you will be able to download it. And then only you will be able to communicate. Because that is required only for the mock test. That's required only for the final test. And not before that. So that's why we did not allow it. But everybody is, as a curiosity, has started downloading it, not successful, writing and mails to us. Well, we are not worried. That is an instruction that we want to give to you.
That's it, sir. These are the unique questions. The rest we have a repetition of similar questions.
Very good, Sahil, about making it a wonderful evening and wonderful day for some people, and raising the questions that our friends had. And I'm sure they have enjoyed our get-together session and our presentation and our interaction. Interaction is most important. Otherwise, this presentation we'll put it on the website also, and you can download it. You can go through it again. But interaction is more important. Talking to each other is important. And thank you for that. And we look forward, some of you joining India, and it will be more than joy for us to see you part of in higher education. I have myself working in the higher education ministry, and that's what we are working together. And I thank you for having attended it, and ensure that you are there on the mock test. And in case we find that attendance is below satisfactory percentage, we'll repeat it after a couple of days, 1 or 2 days. But for that, we'll intimate you the link and other things details through mail. Kindly read the mails. And also, as I said, the source of this communication is email only. We find still some people have not responded to our link. Respond to our link, so that we have sure that these all the genuine mails, they are working and we are able to communicate. People who have not been able to download, we are trying to find out if we can send them through email, because a lot of people have not downloaded it. Sahil ji has helped to help us, and maybe within 24 hours, you may receive an email getting direct downloading the forwarding the PDF file of an admit card, because we find a good number of candidates have not been able to do it. We were wondering what to do and how to ease your tension. And if we still forward, we'll still forward you the link and how process, but we'll try to see that we send you directly the email. I think hope we succeeded, and then we can be at least ourselves sure that such a big problem has been now sorted out. Thank you everybody, and namaskar again, and all the best and good luck to you.